And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our stage the writers and creators of Oceanborn.
Hi guys! So we are the team behind Oceanborn, a new musical. Mari and I are the writers of it, and Hannah is our sister who has been doing performance and tech work with us. So Oceanborn is a new musical about female leadership, female empowerment, feminism, all kinds of great stuff, and some more fun things like Vikings and gods of chaos, and some crazy old ladies. So we are, this is Mari.
Hi, I'm Mari. Nice to meet you. I'm 17. I'm the composer.
Hi, I am Morgan. I am 19 and I'm the book writer.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm 15 and I'm the token techie.
So throughout the show, Hannah and I will be singing Era most of the time. Era is a Viking warrior. She is about to go out on her first raid, and she really feels like she needs to prove herself because she is the daughter of the Viking chief. So she's next in line to be the leader, to be the Viking king. And people in her village are a little bit hesitant about this, given that the majority of the Viking warriors are men. So she really feels like she needs to get out there and show them what she's made of and combat the sexism that she fights.
And we kind of started doing this project because there was an article about the bones of Viking warriors that they'd never bothered to check the gender of, and when they went back and checked years after they found the bones, they realized half of these people were women. So that's
What
the
a
surprise. So the character that I'm mostly going to be singing tonight is Finn, who is the daughter of the chief of a Celtic fishing village. Her mom has died, and she finds inspiration in her mother's love of exploration and wanting to see the world beyond what her island allows, and she bonds with Era over their love of sailing, the ocean, travel.
So we're going to be, we'll give you a little bit of a plot spiel now, but between each song we'll keep you up with what's going on, and in your playbills, which you should have gotten, there is a plot summary. If you didn't get them, then you can go to Iona, where's Iona? Raise your hand. There you go. If you don't have playbills, then you can go find them from Iona and follow along for the plot. So overall, in the show, we start with two main characters, Era, the Viking, and Finn, the Scottish girl. They're both on their separate islands and sort of dealing with how their gender roles affect their leadership and their space in their communities. Over the course of the show, Era goes on her first raid and raids Finn's island. And when she arrives at the island, a man from her own village who wants to usurp her position stabs her. And she is left for dead on this island. And so the two girls have to sort of come together and figure out how their cultural differences affect how they're going to move forward in their relationships. And more stuff happens from there, but we'll get to that later. So we are about to sing our first song, our opening number, called It's a New Day. And in this scene, Finn is sitting on the dock at the edge of her village and watching everybody begin their days, go out on their fishing ships. And then in this, Mari is also going to be singing Era, who is on the deck of her ship and sort of preparing herself mentally for her first raid. And I are going to be ensemble, and we're going to be the Vikings. Yes.
Okay, so this is the opening. Hello, son. How you doing? I hope you had a nice night down in the blue. Good morning to the village. Here's to the maybe of something new. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. If the day brings sun, I'll be happy. I'm hoping that today's a bit different. Hello, hello, hello. Every morning, sitting in the dark on the dock with the fishes. Watch the ocean fall on a shore in the distance. Gotta close my eyes to this rebel ocean wishes. But hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello.
watch as we come from waves. So pull the ropes and tight the flag raised high. It's time to face the waves.
So many times I have watched the ships set out on the sea. Watch the boys grab their swords and be who I wanna be. I'll try to focus, keep the noise in my chest to a roar. Pack my bags, pick my things from the floor. Take a breath, close the door. Today's the day I get to go outside. We'll step off the ship into the fight. So pull my chest and tuck it tight. Don't let my hands stray out too wide. Don't talk, keep my steps light. Just focus, I'll be alright. So pull my chest and tight. Don't let my hands stray out too wide. Don't talk, keep my steps light. Just focus, I'll be alright. So pull my chest and tight. Don't let my hands stray out too wide. Don't talk, keep my steps light. Just focus, I'll be alright. Cause we're always moving forward to the same old, watching while the sun swings round again. Horizon all around us, so we always see the light and pull it back to memory on all our darkest nights. One by one out of the dark, get into paradise. Stretch your arms and say your prayers, throw the boats out into the tide. It's a new day. I just don't want tomorrow. I'll fight, don't want to be king. I'll prove, don't want my power. I want everything. Cause we're always moving forward to the same love, watching while the sun swings round again. Horizon all around us, so we always see the light and watch for gods and wishing stars in all our darkest skies. One by one out of the dark, get into paradise. Stretch your arms and say your prayers, ride the waves out into the wild. It's a new day. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you, that is so cool. We've never gotten applause before. We have mostly gotten, will you guys please stop rehearsing? It's been 5 hours. There was one lovely time where there was actually a big storm that happened and all of the power went off because we lived in a farm. And this was the time when we were recording our demos. So we were kind of doing this over and over and over again, charging it at our neighbor's house with a generator.
But then at our house, because the power was off, the heating was off too, and it was like 34 degrees.
So here's an imitation of what that sounded like. Hello, son. How you doing? And that was about the gist of the whole demos. I had to re-record those. At one point, I was wearing 7 jumpers. Which is like, that's a fact. Okay, so we are going to move on to our second song now, which is called Wanderer. This song happens immediately after Finn here has had a fight with her father, who wants her to step up and start assuming more responsibilities within her tribe. But she feels that since she's only 18 years old, she wants to see sort of more of the world before she has to settle down and assume this permanent role that's going to be hers until she dies. So she goes out. She goes out to the edge of the water, and she's looking up and goes out into a rowboat because she wants to watch the stars. Because when she was younger, she and her mother always used to come down to the water's edge and watch the stars together. And she feels like it's a way to sort of commune with her mother, who she feels a very strong connection with because her mother was also the same as her. Her own father always says she's a free spirit and such. So yeah, this is Wanderer.
I'm stuck every day feels exactly the same, and there's nothing I can do but wait. I don't wanna wait. I want something magical today. I'm told who I am in my blood like a river, and I have people to save.
water bottle and saving our lives right now. Also, that song, for a song that seems so simple, you would not believe how long it took.
Gosh.
We have a lyrics sheet of this song where Hannah and I just wrote out all of our da-da-das, da-da-da. There's like 8 different versions, and it's surprisingly hard to remember.
Subtle but important, everyone.
You have no clue the amount of effort that I literally woke up from a nightmare once just going da 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 da. Mari, please don't yell at me. Da, da, da.
Once more, we're feeding.
Okay, so our next song is a little less cheery, folks. Sorry. So in this song, Mari is going to be Era. And so I know it seems like we lied to you about us being Era, but I promise from here on out we're going to be Era. It's just a similar song, mostly. So in this, Era has just been out on a scouting mission, and while she is out, she is assaulted by 2 boys who want to sabotage her bid for being a leader in their tribe. Because they insist that even though she is an excellent fighter, even though she's smart and great at strategy, and really just better equipped to handle leadership than they are, because she is a woman, she will never be able to fill the spot in the same capacity that they will. So this song was inspired by some real people that we have met in our lives, and, and the President of the United States, folks. So, yeah, this is Girls Will Be Girls.
I know people like me get written out of history. I know it takes all the fight out of me. I will be king, I will be. Strike a match and watch it burn. Wait for the hurt to come and burn. Fight them, push them back. Don't turn your back. You don't want to lose to nobody. They say boys will be boys, girls will be girls, girls will be toys for you. So when you bleed, don't make a sound. No one wants to hear you making noise. I am bold and brave. I'll take my place in the open page of history. And though it takes all the fight out of me, I will be king. I will be. Battlefields and graves, my mother's face, a shadow on the open sea. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls, girls will be toys for you. So when you bleed, don't make a sound. Just shut your mouth, no one wants to hear you scream. I know people like me get written out of history. I know. Yes, boys will be boys, girls will be girls. We won't be toys for you. So when you bleed, don't make a sound. Just shut your mouth, no one wants to hear you scream. Boys will be boys, girls will be boys. I won't lie still for you. I won't be weak, I'll shut it down. I'll scream out loud, the world will belong to me. The world will belong to me.
Post-song rituals. Pass around the tea, guys. You made it.
So another fun story about this musical is that it was done by 2 people who very evidently are not already injected into this business. And if you've probably heard, it's a bit hard to get in when you're not in the loop, right? And we had to have a couple of creative workarounds to get where we are right now. And one of those was recording our demos in a closet. And there's a story about this. So Morgan goes to college at Bryn Mawr College. Bryn Mawr College! Woo! And I live in Virginia near DC. I'm on a gap year before I go to study law at Oxford University. So basically, I know, nobody in my family knows yet. This is the first time they're hearing about it. So basically, I had to travel up to Pennsylvania to go and see her, and we were in the process of,
getting an agent for this show and trying to send it off to people. And I think there are hopefully some producers in the audience, so hello. Basically we had to record demos because this is industry standard. So we went into her closet to block out the white noise. So one guitar, two people, a computer, and a microphone. One closet. In one closet. We're small people. We are not that small. I mean, it's really lucky that we're both like 5'1" on a good day.
Yeah, I remember y'all sent me like a couple pictures of you two in the closet while I was literally sitting in math class. And I just looked at them and was like, why am I not surprised?
I should have seen this coming. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it into show business. Yes. That's right. Okay, so in this next song, we will finally be there. We told you it was coming, guys. Here it is. So this song is called First of My Kind, and in this song, both girls are sort of out by the water and thinking about the big steps that they're about to take. Finn about to become the leader, and Era about to go on her first raid. And they're feeling a sense of loss and loneliness, that there's nobody out there that seems to understand what they're going through. Nobody who is like them, nobody who seems to care about the same things that they do, and they're really just searching for those people that understand them. So this is First of My Kind. Make sure I'm on the right combo, guys. It's alright.
I can see, perhaps a little differently, the great expanse of everything stretched out blue and white across the sea. Do you ever get the feeling that right now is so much deeper than you'll ever get to see? Do you ever hear the wind whistling over the crest of a wave and think, does anybody out there listen like I do? Is anybody out there like me?
A girl? Well, it's not what I'd hoped for. My father probably said when I was born. Nonetheless, a rule's a rule, a ruler's a ruler. That crown is mine. When it comes time, I'll take it. Growing blind, stowing away in my own life. First of my kind, a girl who's bound by destiny to lead.
I breathe in the rising sun, take the helm to the sea.
They've shut us up and boxed us in. Girls of my line, girls in my tribe.
And I'm supposed to lead all of them. I'm supposed to free them from their troubles. But who am I to say how best to survive? But under every star hangs a way to stay alive. Do you ever get the feeling that right now is so much deeper than you'll ever get to see? Do you ever hear the wind whistling over the crest of a wave and think, does anybody out there listen like I do? Is anybody out there like me? Do you ever get the feeling that right now is so much deeper than you'll ever get to see? Do you ever hear the wind whistling over the crest of a wave and think, do you ever get the feeling that right now is so much deeper than you'll ever get to see? Do you ever hear the wind whistling over the crest of a wave and think, do you ever get the feeling that right now is so much deeper than you'll ever get to see? Do you ever hear the wind whistling over the crest of a wave and think, does anybody out there listen like I do? Is anybody out there like me? Roaming blind, a thief in my own life, stealing up space, taking my time to see the signs, seize the moment, start the climb. First of my kind, I'm gonna be the first to
course, we were already rehearsing, and we were sitting in my kitchen, and my dad walked in. My dad over there, he's a great dad, guys. Hi, Chef. my dad walked in and just heard Mari going, "Guys, it's whistling, not whistling." Apparently, ing is not a very nice vowel to vibrate on, so now.
Wait, why don't we try an experiment? Could everyone in here try to sing on an ing?
See, it's not.
Yeah,
nice.
no, stop it. It hurts.
You're gonna throw us off, guys, please.
Whistling is much nicer.
So now whenever I sing that song, all I can think is whistling. Thanks, Mari. You got it stuck in our head. Good music director right here, guys.
Yes. So this next song is called Our Island, and this is where we, again, get a little dark. Apologies.
I mean,
A little bit.
it's a musical about Vikings. Y'all couldn't have thought that it was gonna be like daisies and sunshine. Yeah. So in this song, this song is happening.
I see you, Tara. I see you. Don't laugh at me.
Mom, keep it together. So in this song, the Vikings and the Celts are finally coming together as the Vikings attack the Celts, which is not the nicest way to meet a person.
Not a happy meeting.
No. And this song, fun fact, we were doing a lot of historical research for this when I was on a trip with my dad, and I was just reading this book of Celtic history. It's like 700-page tome. And we found this verse of like ancient poetry that's like 1,500 years old or something like that. And so we stole a few lines from it, which are in this song. So, you know.
So listen.
It was open source material. Don't worry.
I promise. No copyright on it.
Our save us, our save us, our save us, our save us, our save us. It's our island, feel it beating underneath our feet are bleeding. Here's a prayer to many things, to gods above us, save us please. At dawn the world will turn to fire and cast the devils into dust, and watch the ocean turn with fright. The anger of the giant must come for the battle sent to try us in this age. Just wait and stay until the dawn, until the dawn. Fierce and wild is the wind tonight, which tossed the stormy sea to white. On such a night I take my ease with perfect calm, for with our island I know not all is lost. So pull my chest and tuck it tight, don't let my hands stray out too wide. Don't talk your biceps light, just focus, I'll be alright.
Worry, join the fray, watch as we come from way. Don't keep your hands in tight or sleep tonight, cause we'll be there by day. Hearts that beat like warm waves, onward into the grave. Your skyline disappears, fall to your fears, you won't survive the rain.
At dawn the world will turn to fire and cast the devils into dust, and watch the ocean turn with fright. The anger of a giant must come for the battle sent to try us in this age. Just wait and stay until the dawn, until the dawn. Fierce and wild is the wind tonight, which tossed the stormy sea to white. On such a night I take my ease with perfect calm, for with our island I know all is lost. At dawn the world will turn to fire and cast the devils into dust, and watch the ocean turn with fright. The anger of the giant must come for the battle sent to try us in this age. Just wait and stay until the dawn, until the dawn. Fierce and wild is the wind tonight, which tossed the stormy sea to white. On such a night I take my ease with perfect calm, for with our island I know not all is lost. At dawn the world will turn to fire and cast the devils into dust, and watch the ocean turn with fright. The anger of the giant must come for the battle sent to try us in this age. Just wait and stay until the dawn, until the dawn.
music that well. Those are some weird harmonies, and trying dissonant harmonies for Hannah and I, who aren't as vocally trained as this one, staying on a dissonant harmony is a challenge. So that one has been a doozy for us. And now we are going to move it on over to the piano.
Getting fancy.
You got it, Maury. Okay, so this song is called The Waiting, and it happens immediately after the fight scene that was going on while we sung this song. And during the course of that fight scene, Calder, who is the same boy that assaulted Era, stabs her in the back because he's sort of making a play to usurp her position in their tribe. And also, Vaughn, who is Finn's father, is killed, unfortunately, by a Viking, which is no fun. So in this song, Hannah and I are going to be Ivar, who is Era's father. Fun fact, we are both naturally
We're playing
tenors.
men.
So we're playing the guys in this show. Yes, female tenor power. And Mari is going to be, as usual, Finn, and then there's going to be some other ensemble things happening during the course of this song. And this song is sung as the Vikings are sailing back to their homeland, and Ivar is mourning the loss of his daughter, and Finn is mourning the loss of her father.
So, I'm sure that a lot of you have probably gone to a church of some kind where there might have been kind of religious singing, or you might have sung at a funeral. So, there's a Celtic tradition of singing songs for the loved ones that you have lost, and that's a tradition both in Viking culture and in Celtic culture. So we melded them together to show that despite the fact that they were on separate sides, they were singing the same feelings and the same loss.
I don't know how it happened. I couldn't imagine how I could survive a night alone right now. And I still hear his footsteps, I still feel his presence, but I know I'll never hear him sing again. And I've heard the lullabies knocking at my door, tearing at the threshold of my heart and my world. And I've heard the stories of the islands across the bay. Well, now they're crying, thank you for the luck they've had today. I guess it's easy when the trouble falls next door. And how I'm wishing that this trouble now is yours. The biggest war is the waiting. Hold your breath, you just might feel it. Let it happen, let the morning rush through. Let it break like a wave over you. The hardest break is the feeling that your heart is open and leaving. Say your last prayers, say your goodbyes. You can see it when their eyes close, they cross the divide. You're there, but I can't reach you. Though try and try, I do. The biggest loss is the heartbreak. The way I feel myself slipping away. I think that I just realized something I might realize every day. That love was something too big to lose. That the biggest piece of me was always you.
All I could wish for is just beyond my reach. Yet I'll need her in everything I see. And I would like to tell her,
Did you have to go?
I had to make my sacrifice to save our family.
I'm all alone.
I'm all alone in everything. What I would give, I'd sell my ship.
I held your hand.
Out in the world, and I couldn't protect you.
There's so much more I want to say to you.
'Cause I would have given my life, no questions asked. No father should live to see their only daughter pass.
If I had another day, I'd sit under your arm and rest a while longer and sing another song.
If I have regrets, then it's too late. No one should live to see their biggest loves wash away.
I'm breaking, the waves are crashing over me. Yet through the pain, scarlet and bright, a moment of calm, and I might be alright.
After the war is won,
Maybe just my feeling. Let it happen, let the moment rush through. Let it break like a wave over you. The light, the light, the light. Tomorrow.
Back there, Dad.
Warren didn't bring tissues.
Did my family bring tissues? Because you guys just wait. So that is the end of Act 1. And at the end of that light tomorrow thing, Era sits up and we realize that she has not been killed. She has just been nearly fatally wounded. And now she is left on an island full of people that she came to murder. So they don't really like her that much. However, in Celtic tradition, there is this culture of hospitality, and you're not really allowed to kill somebody in cold blood. So given that she is 18 years old and she didn't actually kill anybody in their tribe, they agreed to let her live and help her recover and then send her on her merry way. And Act 2 begins as Finn and Era come into conflict because Finn, as the new leader of the tribe, is the one who is supposed to rehabilitate Era and take care of her and make sure that she doesn't try to murder anybody in their village, because that would be bad.
Very bad.
just a little. So, and this song is called Written Out of History, and it is the first argument that Finn and Era have when they first come into contact.
First of many.
First of many. They don't exactly love each other at first sight.
All right, this is Written Out of History. 1, 2.
You refuse to understand that life is so much tougher than your blue secluded dreamlands. I have a weight upon my shoulders since I was a baby, crushing, beating, breaking, heart that's beating, breaking. This is the way my people have lived since the gods ran free, since the world began to breathe. I am the first of my kind, a girl without brothers, the next kid in line. Look at me, how much I've sacrificed. The blood and the bruises, you just like losing. You don't have any bite.
You refuse to understand that other people's villages are worth much more than winning. So if my father's just damage control in your victory, sick of your one-sided histories, you're being blind, I'm tired of hearing it, why don't you listen? I have a weight upon my shoulders, people who trust me, a father who loved me, the weight of a corpse in the ground, a burial shroud, the sound when we lowered him down. It resounds in my soul, every moment so sharp it could kill, and deader can never be still. So if your people can build their own houses, get out of town, then leave on your boats and go pillage somewhere without innocent people asleep in their houses.
You don't have a spark of adventure, I could cut you open, I would find nothing at all. You stay still, I move, you run away when things get hard. I've got nowhere to flee right now, intruder with nowhere to go. At least you have a family, an island for your own. My ship was meant to be out on the sea to be sinking. You call it pillaging, I call it victory. You call it sinning, but I call it history.
You're baptized, absolved of all your sins because you dream of waging wars and being king. But whenever you touch the land, you're a pagan, somewhere your ancestors burned. Skeletons low in the dirt, it's something that you'll never learn.
I learned from my story,
Your stories can burn,
along with my history.
along with my ancestors.
Well, they were tougher than your father was.
Let's write down whoever's most loud. Guess some people got written out.
So that's how you do an argument in song. Not as good as Lin-Manuel does it, but we're aspiring. Gotta aim up, guys. Excelsior, onward and upward. So,
Now we have We'll Be Alright, and this is a bit of a complicated song, so we're going to give you a little spiel on it.
help you guys through it.
Yes, this is 3 scenes. Scene 1 is Finn bandaging Era's wounds and being slightly salty about it. Scene 2 is Era, they're kind of acclimating to each other, they don't hate each other so viscerally anymore.
They're starting to stand each other.
We're starting to stand each other, and Era offers to teach Finn how to fight.
Because Finn is a wimp.
That's a point. It was based off of me, so I know. And the scene 3 is when a group of villagers come by and harass Era, and Finn defends sends arrow to them and shows the kind of completion of their journey towards overcoming their differences and becoming friends.
So I'll be holding up numbers to switch scenes, so just like, watch the hands.
And an important point that doesn't come across when you are not reading the dialogue is that an important moment in Era's journey is realizing that just because something is in your heritage, just because people that came before you committed something atrocious, doesn't mean that you have to follow it and doesn't mean that you have to be proud of it.
Did I also disclaim that this show has no political commentary whatsoever?
Not at all. Okay, unbiased party, friends.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ouch. Stay still. I can clean the wound if you're moving around. Try not to distract me and don't make a sound. Ouch. I'm sorry that's hurting a little bit much. I'm sorry that I'm being a little bit rough. But if you don't let me fix you up by next week, it'll be too tough to bind. I'm not your mother anyways.
Of course you're not. I'll have one.
I didn't mean to ask, I didn't mean to pry. I never ask a question like how to cheat. I mean, don't answer that. Alright, mine too. Ouch!
Are you serious? Did that really hurt?
When I was your age, I could take a sword to the chest and be just fine.
We're the same age.
I know.
I've been a Viking since I was born. I don't know another life won't catch me standing still or waiting. It's my lifeline. When I'm standing at the head of a boat while I'm sailing, I don't want to do anything else, just what I'm already good at. Do you understand? Na 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 na. I can teach you if you want. Na 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 na.
Fighting or sailing?
Both. Either. So pull your chest and tuck it tight. Don't let your hands stray out too wide. Don't talk your ship's light. Just focus, you'll be alright. Na 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 na. Feel the movement in my chest. Na 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 na. You're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting it.
Pull my chest and tuck it tight. Don't let my hands stray out too wide. Don't talk my steps light. Just focus, I'll be alright.
Na 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 na. Feel the movement in my chest. Na 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 na. You're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting it.
Na 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 na.
Feel the movement in my chest. Na 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 na. You're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting it.
You know that they don't mean what they say when they say it, or otherwise if they do, you're just a little different than our islands ever seen before. You talk as loud as thunder and you walk just like you're going to war. And if they didn't know you just a little better, might be thinking like they do, which is probably wrong, so I'm sorry, and we'll try to make it up to you. You're just a little different, I don't think that I can reconcile thinking of the pieces that your tribe was leaving behind. And if they didn't know you just a little better, might be thinking like they do, which is probably wrong, so I'm sorry, and we'll try to make it up to you.
I think one of the worst rehearsals that we had was when we were trying to figure out the na-na-na-na-nas.
Oh my
behind
goodness.
that. Because we had to come up with a rhythm that complemented it, but also didn't just sound like na-na-na-na-na-na-na. So we spent like an hour lying on the floor trying to come up with correct na-na-nas. And it's hard to remember the order of notes, so we had to set it to words.
Let's all sing it together.
Na 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 na. I like sorbet. And that was, we sung that for like hours.
And then we had to sing it behind her when she was singing it, so we were all like
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And I'm saying,
Na-na-na-na. I like sorbet.
it was very profound.
yes,
You're not just the rest of the lyrics.
I promise we're professionals. Ignore the fact that none of us are legally able to drink for another 2 years.
So this song is called Wouldn't That Be Nice? And it's when Finn and Era have finally become proper friends.
And we knew that was the character arc that was coming. We finally made it, guys. We got you there.
It's been a long road.
So Finn and Era are sitting together at the edge of the dock and watching the stars and, you know, kind of talking about the way that they want to see the world and go sailing. And that's how they bond. Do you see that shine along the water? It's probably the hump of something strange. Perhaps a dragon son who's lost his fire, or Iger throwing silver wishes up into the waves. Perhaps we'll never know, but I'd like to think we could someday. That you and I could go out upon a boat, but cursed so it would roll us by itself. Waiting while the world was passing by, never seeing stars the same way twice. You and I, wouldn't that
be nice. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
That would be nice. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
You and I do what we need to survive. You by my side. Wouldn't that be nice? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
That would be nice. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
So one thing that I want to shout out today is we have some people who found us via social media. We've got a super awesome fan base on Instagram. They make fan art of us and sing cover songs, and they did a whole compilation video for us today to wish us luck. And there's a couple of them here. So if you guys came here from Instagram, shout out to you guys. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
That's wild. Okay, what's next?
This is
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
know my name.
So, this is a fun song. Mari gets to play her true self, a 5-year-old. Just kidding, honey, we love you. You're gonna grow up someday. It's Addie. So in this song, Mari is going to play Addie in one portion, who is a young girl who lives on the same island as Finn, and she's really inspired by Finn and Era because she's grown up with her mom telling her that she has to do only sewing and cooking, and that she can't go out on the ships with the boys. And she comes and finds Finn and Arrow one day doing fighting practice together, while Finn is losing terribly, I must say, because really she's a wimp. But,
What are you talking about?
yeah guys, look at those muscles. So Addie is very inspired, and the two girls give her a bit of a pep talk and teach her how to fight, because really, everybody should know how to fight.
Just watch for the childish tone change. She'll go from ah to ah. Just watch for the Annie transition.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, sorry.
That was not it. Okay, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Once upon a time, where our story begins. You're halfway there, half as tall, half as strong, half of all of it. But I promise you, I know you'll do great things. Oh my dear, what they'll hear across the ocean. When you grow into your bones, the world will hear.
So be brave, wrap your hands around your fate. It's not too late to start. Pull your chest and tuck it tight. Be a warrior, learn to fight. Your heart is waiting patiently for you to let it free. So wave a hello to the future that you're gonna be. When say the quest for me. We might as well survive, we might as well thrive. Cause this world isn't getting any easier for people like us. We go face to face with the biggest of the waves. We are brave, take our place in beginning of the page. Refuse to play it safe, cause the sun, it'll rise in the morning. If we're ready, you'll not have to stay alive, even on the inside. Cause the world's gonna know my name. Even when perceptions of you may not be so kind, think of them as mountains that you know you have to climb. You're an island, alone, stand like stone. You don't need them if you're breathing, then you're winning the game. Play to win, not to play.
You have everything you need to lead. You are everything you need to be. Oh my dear, what they'll hear across the ocean. When you grow into your bones, the world will hear.
I didn't even know. No one's ever told me I could be like that. My hands on the wheel, a wave on the keel. And I could have a story like that all to myself, in no one else's footsteps and like nobody else. Cause I wanna be the storm out on the sea. So I might as well survive, I might as well thrive. Cause this world isn't getting any easier for people like me. I go face to face with the biggest of the waves. I am brave, take my place in beginning of the page. Refuse to play it safe, cause the sun, it'll rise in the morning. If we're ready, you'll not have to stay alive, even on the inside. Cause the world's gonna know my name. Tomorrow is the dawn, hand in hand with us. You are strong, you are.
Tomorrow is the dawn.
Tomorrow is the dawn, hand in hand with us. You are strong, you are.
Tomorrow is the dawn, hand in hand with us. You are very strong, you are Oceanborn. We might as well survive, we might as well thrive. 'Cause this world isn't getting any easier. For people like us, we go face to face with the face of the ways we are ready to take our place in. Beginning of the page, refuse to play it safe. 'Cause the sun, it'll rise in the morning if we're ready or not. We're wild, forget to change. 'Cause time is up and we're untamed and trying to change the world. Gonna know my name.
So we have another shout out in this audience who is, well, we have a lot of people from Bryn Mawr College here, which is amazing. Go Bryn Mawr. It's the best school. But especially to Emily and Josh, who is not from Bryn Mawr, he's a man, because they were there for the first table read of this show, which was done on my floor in my dorm room.
Right next to the closet.
Right next to the closet. The famous closet, guys. It's a big deal. So they have been there since like the beginning. Also, Josh has sat through a lot of mental breakdowns, so good job, pal.
Thanks, man.
So our next song is called One by One, and in this song, Era has finally managed to become a part of the group. And it's been probably like 2 or 3 months since she was stranded on this island, and she's accepted that this is going to be her home from now on because she's found people who feel like family to her here. And she's realized that she has a different way that she wants to move forward with her life, which is not pillaging villages and burning them to the ground. Which, you know, yay morals. And in this scene, it's a bunch of villagers talking about how they've all come from different places and arrived on this island. Some of them were refugees from different raids. Some of them have grown up there. Some of them have moved there because their families wanted to go somewhere new. But no matter what, they've all come from different places, and that doesn't mean that they are any less a part of the community there. Also, no political content.
Here she came from Linda's farm. There was a raid a couple years ago. There was my father with a scar that rippled in the light. After my mother died, he spent these years alone. Then there's Era over here, who's looking quite the same. Morose, her father left her in a little bit insane. But that's the way it goes when you're finding a new home. I wouldn't say that we were looking for much. I wouldn't say that we had found it, because they found us. But I get a light, get a flicker when I'm round the fire. Something bigger, because we were in the line, torn apart by the stars. But our love is meant to find you, and it's never quite far. Everybody's born with a break in their heart. But look around at where you are, you've got a new start. Over there, an islander, and over there from Sky. My father was an islander, but far here is mine. My father came from Argentine, mine from Stornoway. We were moving around, sharing stories, switching towns, and finding our own way. Hey, 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 hey! One by one, found each other, found a home, and one by one, left the shadows came alone. We We wrote all our plans and came with empty hands, and we sat around the fire, call it home. And we sat around the fire, call it home. And we sat around the fire, call it home.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna try really hard not to lose it during this song because this song is special to us.
Actually, wait, I'll tell everybody what the song's about. So this song is called I'd Still Know Where You Are. And essentially, the trickster god Gideon has told Era's father that she remains alive on the island as kind of retribution, hoping that he can extend his lifespan, which he owes a debt to death. He can extend his lifespan by killing people. So he basically inspires the Vikings to come back and get Era. And when the Vikings come to the island, Era and Finn stand facing their own people and refuse to let the cycle of violence continue. And the significant thing about this is that Era and Finn have just gotten to the point where they love each other despite their differences, and Finn has to convince Era to go back with her own people to go and change the way that they're raiding. And this song was written as a rewrite of a song that I wrote for Morgan when she went to college. So it's a goodbye song about loving somebody from far away. Don't you look at me, you look that way. Thank you.
Cry. When she first sang this to me, we had to sit back to back because we both kept on crying so much that she couldn't make it through the song. Every single time I heard it, I'm like bawling my eyes out. We're wearing makeup. We can't cry this time.
Okay. I still know where you are.
They say you can't expect something like us in a lifetime. That's just too much to expect from a world that owes you nothing. So why think it's something like this? And even if you leave for a while, from someplace far you can send me a smile. 'Cause I know in my heart I still know where you are. Bright spark, use it, find a way to change them. You will, I know, so will you go? I have so much to tell you, I can barely breathe. Go forth across the island and on across the sea. I won't cry for you, don't cry for me. Make them believe. Show them how beautiful love and life can be. And even if you leave for a while, from someplace far you can send me a smile. 'Cause I know in my heart I still know where you are. And even if you leave for a while, from someplace far you can send me a smile. 'Cause I know in my heart I still know where you are. I still know where you are. I still know where you are.
I saw that moment when you your throat, you were like, nope, I'm not gonna cry. I'm proud of you. You made it.
Stay in there, tears.
Suck it back in. Get back in there. So, at this point, Finn and Era have made it back to their own islands, which is bittersweet because Era is now taking over as the leader of her island, and she's leading them in a new direction that involves a significantly lower amount of murdering. And yeah, I do, guys. Let's get that for our country too, folks. Ugh. So she's leading them
political in here.
So she's leading them in a new direction, and Finn is now taken over complete leadership of her island, and she is following in her father's footsteps. And the two of them are both back on their islands, starting their days and saying good morning.
Back to the piano.
This morning, the sun was a flicker, and now it's a fire, and the world's getting bigger. I'm holding out hope for tomorrow like today. Each moment holding fast, each hour the same. I feel that old fight crack, my island at my back. This moment's incendiary and flaming in flight. I still wonder where the shoreline wanders when it disappears beyond my sight, and I can only hear it. Ah, 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 ah. Welcome to the morning. The sun is afire and the world's getting bigger from the pinprick darkness into the light for the life we're dreaming out of the night. Heed the orders, they know my name. Every crick of the ship my claim. This home is mine for loving it, let you overcoming. Sexy and riding. Watch while the sun swings round again. The tandem shifting our bones is likely written. Horizon all around us, so we always see the light and pull it back to memory on all our darkest nights. I wouldn't say that we were looking for much. I wouldn't say that we'd found it because they found us, but I get a light, get a flicker when I'm around the fire, something bigger. Cause we were in a line, torn apart by the stars. But if love is meant to find you, then it's never quite far. We were on the road, all alone in the dark, stretching out our hands for a wandering star. I feel that guilty accent strike my hollow. Victory sleeps with strangest fellows, incendiary and flaming in flight. I feel that heed the orders, they know my island. Every climb of the ship my flame is incendiary and flaming in flight. You're coming to sexy and riding. This morning the sun was a flicker, now it's the fire, and the world's getting bigger from the pinprick darkness into the light for the life we're dreaming out of the night. One by one out of the dark and into paradise, stretch your arms and say your prayers, throw the boats out into the tide. It's a new day, one by one, out of shadows.
Fierce and wild is the wind tonight.
Never seen stars, but once or twice. Get a light, get a flicker, stepped onto the sand, and look at where we stand. You're my wandering star, and you have led me home. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening to our songs. Thank you for coming out here and taking a chance on us. I know that an unproven musical written by 3 teenage girls isn't necessarily the thing it sounds like it's going to be the next big thing, but you know, here's hoping.
So if any of you come from Instagram or would like to meet us or speak with us, we're going to be over there by the bar. If you came from Instagram and you DM'd us, we have swag bags for you guys. So come and say hello, I suppose. Thank you guys so much. It's been